Celeste,
Yeah.
do you know that this is episode 201 of our podcast?
Yes.
Did you know that this Wednesday is technically the anniversary of our podcast?
Yes.
Do you remember what our first episode of our podcast was?
Comic book day?
Yep.
Cool.
Want to go to a comic book shop?
Sure.
Let's go. What is happening here? Celeste, something's happening on the Planet Geekery right this second.
Glix, Priority Alpha Command, open comms, now.
Loading geek culture language patches. Loading spiritual applications. Loading grace and hope directives. Comms opening in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, devoted geeks, and welcome to Comm Talk, the podcast section of Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to let you know you're loved. I'm Dallas. I'm so glad to have you guys on episode 201 of Comm Talk by Geek Devotions. Joining me is my beautiful redheaded bride,
Celeste.
Glad to have you with me, babe.
Woohoo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is technically the anniversary of our podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It's back. We had episode 200, and now the anniversary episode.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years since we started this podcast,
Which is nuts.
Crazy. And it's been a journey. We've had some ups and some downs. We lost some episodes. They were recovered. Shout out to John Harju for helping us recover our first 13 episodes.
Yeah.
But our first episode was Free Comic Book Day. And so we thought it'd be cool to go to Free Comic Book Day for our anniversary episode.
Woohoo.
And so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to talk. We got several things, but we've pulled out our three that we were most excited to read through.
Yep.
From Comic Book Day, and we'll jump into it. Celeste, what is Free Comic Book Day?
Free Comic Book Day is basically a day where the comic book companies partner with comic shops and they give them comic books to give for free. And they're not full comics.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Some of them are. Some of them are special Comic Book Day editions, meaning they're only part of the story or they're a teaser for something that's coming out soon.
Right.
It's a promotional thing, but you can go and get comic books for free.
Yeah.
It's specific ones, but still.
Yeah. And what's cool about it is it gives you opportunity to experience new stories are coming out, different arts, different styles and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's a fun thing. Today's though was kind of special because we had two of our friends there.
We
with
did.
us. Two families. We had the Pelts and the Boykins. And it wasn't planned. It was just like, hey, we're going. And they're like, hey, can we show up? I'm like, it's Free Comic Book Day, man. You go if you want to. So we met up with them. It was a lot of fun. Walked around, laughed, and talked. And it was really funny. Our friend's son, he's really into wrestling. And we showed him there's a bunch of these mashups that are coming out right now. There's like Spider-Man versus Predator. There's Godzilla versus Spider-Man, all sort of stuff. And he's like, it'd be kind of cool if there was if there were wrestling comics. It's like, wait, my friend. So I took him over to the backlog. And we found wrestling comics. He lost. What was the one that tell them about the one that he really flipped out about?
So I found Marvel is apparently redoing some what ifs, or they're continuing their what if series.
Right.
And I came across two of the newer ones, and one of them is, what if Mickey and friends joined the Avengers? Or maybe it was Were the Avengers.
Were the Avengers.
And my friends.
It was so awesome.
I have never seen Goofy be more intimidating.
Gosh, I smashed.
It's I wanna read it, but
They
I didn't
like it when I'm angry.
I didn't want to read it enough to buy it. But he did.
He was so excited.
I'm showing everyone the cover and he goes, "Thank you."
So great. Oh my gosh. So, but the community aspect of it's really a lot of the fun part of it. And so, but anyway, so Free Comic Book Day was today. We had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a chance to go to your free comic book shops. But Celeste, let's jump into it. Let's just do the first one. We'll go into a quick commercial break.
Sounds good.
And then on the back end, we'll do our last two. So, my first one that I'm going to do, It's kind of a cheat. It's a double-sider thing. And it's one of those ones. Again, this is more of those teasers, but it's from Boom Studios, which Boom has been doing some really cool things.
Right.
They do all the basically the Saban properties, if you will. So they do Power Rangers. Like one side is Power Rangers Prime, but what got my attention was the other side of it, which is VR Troopers. I fell out when I saw that they're doing a VR Trooper comic book. And for those of you not in the know, during the early 90s, Saban was grabbing Japanese TV shows and reworking them like crazy. One of them was VR Troopers, where kids were basically going to virtual reality, and they became these warriors known as the VR Troopers. And this looks sick. Like, it is. I'm looking at the pages of it, and this looks like a lot of fun. It's that perfect blend of like sci-fi tokusatsu type of stuff. And issue 1 of it comes out in June, apparently. And that's the point of this, was to be a teaser for it. But it looks a lot of fun. And I don't know, it trips me out seeing this. It literally took me back to my childhood. So I'm genuinely curious about this VR Trooper issue 1 coming out. There's a picture in the middle of it. It's like one of those recruitment signs. He goes, "I want you for the VR Troopers. Enlist now."
Oh, gosh.
All right, man. What's your first one?
My first one is the Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
I didn't really look into it. I just like Spider-Man. So I was like, hey, I'm going to get this because I enjoy Spider-Man.
Right.
Apparently it's a prelude.
A prelude?
To Incursion, which I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing that that's a Spider-Man book that's either come out or is coming out.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's one of those things of I enjoy Spider-Man, and they didn't have restrictions on us for what we could get this year.
Right.
So I just grabbed it because I was like, I enjoy Spider-Man.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. All right, cool. Well, those are our first 2 that we have. And when we come back, we will dive deeper into our other 2 that we have. Feeling fed up with modern games stuffed with microtransactions and lifeless battle passes? Sick of movies that have more agenda than heart? Wish you could hit the rewind button and relive the glory days of gaming and cinema? Then hop aboard the Retro Rewind Podcast, your ticket back to the golden era of entertainment. Every other week, Francisco, Paul, and their time-traveling crew of guest hosts dive into movies and games from 15 years ago to see that they still hold up today. Expect wild banter, fun facts, and all the nostalgic feels, because this crew is totally out of time. Stream Retro Rewind Podcast on your favorite podcast app, or head over to FireJoyStudios.com to start your journey through time. Don't just relive the past, rewind it with style. Are you a Spider-Man fan? Are you looking for a podcast about your favorite webhead that is fun, family-friendly, and leaves you feeling encouraged? Then you need to make sure to check out the brand new podcast of the Geek Devotions Podcast Network, your friendly neighborhood Spider Fan Podcast.
And we are back. Talking about comic books from Free Comic Book Day. Dallas.
Yes.
What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Godzilla: The New Heroes, which is it's a Free Comic Book Day edition. I had to look it up because I have no idea what's happening. I just saw Godzilla. I'm pretty excited about it. But it says it's a one-shot comic book from IDW, who IDW does
a lot of stuff.
They do a lot of stuff, but they do a lot of the Godzilla stuff. Used to, it was Dark Horse did a lot of them, but IDW picked them up somehow. It's a one-shot from IDW, and it consists of the original 10-page prelude to IDW's Godzilla 2005 and a 5-page preview of Godzilla Escape from Dead Zone and Starship Godzilla. And I don't know. I like Godzilla, and I've read a few Godzilla books over the years, not a ton, but they're fun. And it's interesting to see how people do stuff with them. And so I'm excited to read through this and check it out. I'm curious what the Starship Godzilla is, especially like I'm looking at this back panel of it, and like there's this creature smashing through a ceiling. It looks like a Godzilla. Oh. And there's aliens everywhere. So this, I want to know what the Starship Godzilla is. This looks like there might be something more up my alley.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Godzilla: The New Heroes. Again, these guys. I want to remind you, the free comic book day editions. Don't get it twisted. These are previews. They're to get you involved, get you excited about things, and I don't know. This has got me excited already. What's your next one?
Mine is called Girl Talking Over. It's a Lois Lane story. Apparently, in June, they're going to be coming out with a graphic novel about Lois Lane. And so this is the preview for that.
Oh, really?
I like Lois Lane, so I'm curious to see what they're doing with her in her own book.
Mm-hmm.
And just see what she's getting up to.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. My last one is surprise, surprise. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing 30th Gundam Wing anniversary edition.
Woohoo!
And it's a single issue, and it's interesting in that the art doesn't look right. like I'm flipping through it, and some of it's like really cool. I like the way they did the mechs and stuff. But when you look at the people, like it feels more American drawn than original anime. And so I'm curious about it. Branson picked it up too. And so I may look through it, and we may do a special edition of the Gundam Watch.
Yeah.
Talking about it. But I don't know. You guys know me. I love Gundam Wing. It has a special place in my heart. This one, I'm flipping through it. It goes quick. Like, it goes through to where Zex first is introduced to the Tall Geese. And so that's a lot of information to go through in this tiny comic. This is thick paper. Like, this is a really nice edition. So
I am impressed this year with the way that they're made, because they're not super thin. We've had comic book days where we've had comics that were not.
Yeah, they were like really, really cheap.
Yeah, you're like, are y'all okay, guys? So, well, my last one is called Su and Tai Chan, and it is from the creator of Chi's Sweet Home, which is an adorable little anime.
I can see the color. Yeah, the art looks just like it. That's sweet.
And so I don't know anything about it. I hadn't heard about it. Apparently, it's a thing. But Chi's Sweet Home is one of those that I'll just kind of put on for fun, just for grins, if I need something to not think to.
Right.
And it's because it's meant for little kids.
Right.
So it's doesn't take a lot of brain power, but it's adorable. And the little cat is adorable. And apparently they're getting a coloring book.
Nice. Very cute.
So, but I'm intrigued to read that one, because I want to see if it's going to be more of a story than Chi's Sweet Home.
Right.
Because Chi's Sweet Home is just kind of, you follow the cat.
Right.
Like, it's almost like Simon's Cat, except with less words.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Less words.
Funny. Oh, my gosh. So those are our 3 that we got from Comic Day. If you guys want a free Comic Day, what are you guys getting? I want to reiterate, the thing about free Comic Day, you're getting these samples, but a lot of it's also the community aspect. You know, one of the guys that came with us has never been to our comic book shop, which everyone has said Excalibur is a different kind of shop. Like, there's something special about Excalibur, and I'll agree. But there's something about walking, like when you be part of the community, walking into Excalibur Comics, and like people see you, they recognize you.
Yeah.
Like we walked in, and Oz, who is the young lady, her dad actually owns the shop. She's working there. Oz instantly recognizes us. She knows our names. She's like, "Hey," she points us the right line. The entire staff is just friendly, and we're laughing, we're talking. And it's a community experience. Yes, we're excited about getting free books. And yes, they would like for you to buy other books while you're there. But it creates a great community environment where it's just nice. It's friendly and kind. And genuinely one of my favorite things to take place in our area.
Yeah. So, and it's nice to, because while they want you to buy comics, you don't have to. You can get your free comics and walk out.
You can.
So it's nice to have something that's geek related that doesn't cost money.
Yeah.
Because there is so much of that does.
I feel like we tried to do a series a while back where I was doing like cheap geek.
Yeah.
And where I would go to the library and get something. I think I actually have a fee, so I can't do it right now. But that being said, if I fix that, let me hear from you guys. Would you guys like a series called Cheap Geek, where we go to like the library and we pull some stuff and we talk about stuff we see at the library or something like that? But anyways, I think that's all I got today. We want to say thank you guys who are longtime Comm Talk fans.
Yeah.
Geek Devotions as a whole has been going on for 9 years.
Coming up on 10.
On season 10 starting. And then we have the Comm Talk is, again, 8 years of podcasting. And then, of course, we have all the other shows that we do, all their content we make. You guys are our community.
Yeah.
And we genuinely appreciate you guys. Do us a favor and let us know what you think of these podcast episodes, how they've encouraged you, how they've maybe challenged you in some ways. We have some plans to have more guests on in the future to speak hope and life into you guys as you listen. We got something in the pocket right now, trying to schedule with somebody else right now that is doing some amazing things. And again, the original reason for Comm Talk was to give a voice for people who can't be on camera. Let's be real,
Yeah.
because not everybody needs to be on camera. Because like you turn on the camera and they're all like Miss Piggy and Muppets from Space, and they just freeze up. So, but you can do a microphone and they can chill a little bit, and so that's what we created it for originally, but also for us to have an outlet just to talk life.
Yeah.
Talk geek culture with you guys. We're pretty open. We're pretty open about our lives.
Yeah.
The devotions, though, they're like, hey, these are devotions. This is what it is. But this right here, guys, this is meant to be more personal. This and our live streams.
Yeah.
So
It's meant to help build community so that you feel like you can talk to us as
Exactly.
well as us talking to you.
word. So, all right, baby love. Anything else you want to add?
There is a new episode of We Read allegedly out.
Ooh.
So, which, because the bonus episode was running late, it makes 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Don't keep expecting that.
It happens. So we have an episode of the Gun Watch coming out here in a couple weeks. We're doing a special recording with Branson for G-Quicks. Branson has an episode of Spider-Fan he's editing. Finally, the long-awaited episode on covering issue 2 of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
And then at some point, we're going to have our bottom shelf episode on Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
We need to schedule a John because we were supposed to record 2, but we didn't get a chance to because life. But there's one. I'm curious to see if anyone remembers this. Suburban Commando. We got to record that later. We got to rewatch it though. But the Temple of Doom one should be coming out hopefully here in a couple weeks also. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we just genuinely love you guys.
Yeah.
We genuinely appreciate you. Baby love, let's land this plane.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Comm Talk today. If you have loved this episode, head on over to Apple or Spotify to rate and leave a review. It is very much appreciated. So until next time, stay devoted.
Peace and love.